Hi, Dr. Joanne Cacciatore with Bits and Pieces. This question comes from Ellen, whose sweet 29-year-old grandson died suddenly in an automobile accident. And she shares that her sweet church friends are trying to help, but they say things like, "Aren't you glad he's in glory?" or something to that effect. And of course, she says it's so abrasive to her soul. The first thing I try to do when working with people who are experiencing these kinds of things, platitudes from others, is help them to first get in the frame of mind that people are usually either trying to help the grieving person. Granted, it's feels psychologically violent, but they're trying to help, or they're trying to assuage their own discomfort with what's happened. So while it's not our job as grieving people to educate others, if we want these kinds of things to stop, because the more this happens, the more we withdraw and the lonelier we feel, then we have to tell people how it feels. So I've helped people say things like, "I know you have such beautiful intentions of comfort, and also I'd like to share how this actually lands on my heart," or "My spiritual community is something so important to me that I'd like to share how it feels when I hear these kinds of things," and then go ahead and share how it feels. The Miss Foundation conducted a survey in the late 90s, and we asked about people's levels of satisfaction with their spiritual communities, other groups as well. But the spiritual communities, what we found was more than half left their spiritual home after the death of a child because of a lack of responsiveness from members of the leaders of their church or synagogue or temple. So this is very, very important because our spiritual lives can be incredibly valuable to grieving people. Not everyone, but to some grieving people. So I hope this is helpful in some small way. I will link a copy of a recent study that we did that also buttresses and supports the study that we did in the late 90s about good social support in grief and spiritual communities and others as well. Thank you so much for the question, Ellen. Ahimsa for all beings, and thank you for being here and listening to everyone. This is Dr. Joe with Bits and Pieces.